Something leaked this week that people inside the music industry are whispering about like it was never supposed to reach the public. And the name sitting right in the middle of the chaos is Drake. Now, normally, when rumors about Drake pop up online, they disappear within a day because the man has built one of the most powerful brands in music history. But this situation is different, because the clip that started circulating isn't just another rumor or a random diss. It's allegedly connected to someone insiders refer to as Iceman, a figure who has been quietly tied to certain business and studio moves behind the scenes for years. The moment that video clip surfaced in a private Discord server used by bloggers and music insiders, phones started lighting up across group chats. People were sending screenshots, replaying the audio, trying to figure out if what they were hearing was real or completely taken out of context. And the craziest part is what the voice in the clip allegedly said. It's over for them both. Nobody knows exactly who recorded the moment, and the full context still hasn't been confirmed. But within hours, fans on social media began connecting the dots between Drake, this mysterious Iceman name, and a series of strange moves that had already been happening quietly over the past few weeks. Canceled studio sessions, deleted posts, and cryptic messages from people inside the Toronto music circle. Some insiders claim the leak might expose tension behind the scenes that fans never knew existed. Others insist the entire thing is a misunderstanding that the internet has blown out of proportion. But what makes the story even more unsettling is that shortly after the clip began trending, and several people who are usually very vocal about Drake suddenly stopped posting anything at all. And in an industry where silence often means something bigger is happening behind closed doors, that detail has people paying very close attention. The moment that clip started circulating, the mood across rap social media shifted almost instantly. At first, it appeared in a small private server where bloggers and music insiders usually share rumors before they reach the public. Someone uploaded a short audio file with a caption that simply read, "This wasn't meant to leak." The file itself was barely 20 seconds long, but the voice inside it sounded calm, almost too calm. According to the people who first heard it, and the voice mentioned Drake, and a name that most casual fans had never even heard before. Iceman. And the sentence that made everyone pause was short but unsettling. It's over for them both. Nobody in that server knew exactly what the conversation meant yet, but within minutes the clip started spreading to other group chats. Some people thought it was fake. Others believed it might be a piece of a much larger situation unfolding quietly behind the scenes in Toronto's music circle. For anyone who has followed Drake's career closely, the idea of something going wrong behind the scenes sounds almost impossible. The man has dominated charts for more than a decade, built relationships across the industry, and turned his brand into one of the most recognizable forces in music. But the mysterious name Iceman, suddenly appearing next to his name, had people digging through old interviews, business rumors, and studio credits trying to understand who that figure might be. According to several insiders who spoke anonymously to bloggers, Iceman isn't actually a public artist at all. They describe him as someone who has allegedly been involved in certain business conversations, studio negotiations, and off-camera decisions that never make headlines. In other words, the kind of person who usually stays far away from the spotlight. As soon as the clip leaked, people inside the industry started noticing strange patterns that had been happening quietly over the past few weeks. One producer from Toronto posted a message saying a major studio session had been canceled at the last minute. Another engineer who had previously worked with Drake shared a cryptic tweet that simply said, "Energy been weird lately." At the time, those comments didn't seem important. But once the audio leak started spreading, fans began connecting the dots and asking whether those unusual moments were actually related to something bigger happening behind closed doors. Then another strange detail appeared that made the conversation even more intense. Someone noticed that a longtime collaborator of Drake had suddenly deleted several photos from Instagram that showed them together in studio sessions. The posts had been up for months, but they disappeared within hours of the audio clip starting to trend in certain online circles. Fans immediately started speculating about whether the deletion meant something serious had happened between people who had worked closely with Drake in the past. Others argued that social media changes happen all the time and might not have anything to do with the leak at all. But in a moment where everyone was already suspicious, even small details started looking like clues. Meanwhile, the audio clip itself kept spreading to new audiences. By the next morning, multiple rap blogs had posted about the mysterious recording without confirming whether it was real or edited. Some captions asked if the voice in the clip might belong to someone connected to Drake's inner circle. Others suggested the conversation could have been taken out of context from a completely unrelated discussion. Fans began replaying the audio again and again, and trying to identify the voice or catch additional details hidden in the background noise. Some listeners claimed they could hear another person speaking quietly in the distance. Others insisted the voice sounded distorted, like it had been altered before being uploaded online. What made the situation even more confusing was the silence from Drake himself. Normally, when rumors about him start trending, he either responds through a post, a lyric, or a quick comment that shuts down speculation. But this time, nothing appeared on his page for nearly 24 hours. No tweets, no Instagram stories, no cryptic captions. That silence made the internet even more curious. Some fans believed he was ignoring the situation because it was obviously fake. Others believed the lack of response suggested something more complicated might actually be happening behind the scenes. During that same day, another twist appeared that caught everyone's attention. A blogger posted a screenshot of what looked like a private text message conversation between two people discussing the leak. In the messages, one person allegedly wrote, "They weren't supposed to hear that yet." The other responded with, "Somebody gonna get in trouble for this." Nobody could confirm whether the screenshot was authentic, but it spread quickly across rap pages and added even more mystery to the situation. At the same time, fans started noticing something else unusual. Several people who are usually very vocal about Drake online, DJs, promoters, and producers who often celebrate his new music, suddenly stopped posting entirely. For an entire day, their pages went quiet. In an industry where artists and insiders are constantly sharing updates, that sudden silence made people wonder whether they had been told to stay quiet until the situation became clearer. Then, late that night, another rumor began circulating in private conversations among bloggers. According to one source who claimed to work around Toronto studios, the audio clip might have come from a much longer conversation that was recorded during a business meeting. The source couldn't confirm what the full discussion was about, but they insisted the 20-second clip circulating online didn't include the context that explained the sentence about Drake and Iceman. If that claim was true, it meant the internet might be reacting to a fragment of a conversation that sounded far more dramatic than it actually was. But before anyone could confirm or deny that theory, another development suddenly appeared online. A short video began circulating that seemed to show someone connected to Drake reacting angrily to the leak, and the reaction only made the mystery even deeper. The situation had grown far beyond the small Discord server where the audio first appeared. What started as a 20-second clip was now spreading across rap pages, Twitter threads, and private industry group chats. Fans were replaying the recording again and again, trying to understand the context behind the sentence that mentioned Drake and the mysterious name Iceman. Some listeners insisted the voice sounded like someone who had been around Drake's circle for years. Others believed the clip could have been manipulated or taken from a completely unrelated conversation. But what made the story feel more serious than a typical internet rumor was the reaction from people who usually move around the Toronto studio scene. Late that afternoon, a short video surfaced that seemed to show someone connected to Drake responding emotionally to the leak. The video looked like it had been recorded inside a recording studio, with dim lights and music equipment visible in the background. In the clip, a man believed to be part of Drake's extended team appeared frustrated while speaking to someone off camera. At one point, he reportedly said, "Whoever dropped that clip, gonna regret it." The moment the video appeared online, rap blogs began reposting it with captions suggesting the leak might have come from inside Drake's own circle. Fans instantly started debating whether the video confirmed there was real tension behind the scenes, and some believed it showed someone protecting Drake from false rumors. Others believed the reaction suggested the clip had exposed something the public wasn't supposed to hear yet. At the same time, the mysterious Iceman name continued to confuse people who were trying to understand the situation. Bloggers began reaching out to sources who had worked in studios connected to Drake's projects over the years. One producer who spoke anonymously claimed that Iceman wasn't a rapper or public figure at all, but someone involved in private business decisions connected to music deals and behind-the-scenes negotiations. The producer didn't explain exactly what those negotiations involved, but he insisted the person had influence in certain conversations that most fans would never hear about. That explanation only added more intrigue. If Iceman really was a behind-the-scenes figure tied to business discussions, the sentence in the leaked clip suddenly sounded much more mysterious. Meanwhile, social media reactions continued growing louder. A hip-hop podcast host posted a video saying the internet might be misunderstanding the situation completely. According to the host, people in the music industry often have intense conversations about contracts, releases, or negotiations that can sound dramatic if a small piece of the discussion leaks without context. The host suggested the phrase, "It's over for them both," might have been referring to a business decision or deal rather than anything personal about Drake. But even that explanation created new speculation, because fans began wondering what kind of business situation could involve both Drake and someone called Iceman in such serious language. During that same evening, another strange detail caught everyone's attention. A well-known DJ who had previously performed at events connected to Drake posted a cryptic message on Twitter. The tweet read, "People playing with audio like it's a movie script." The DJ never mentioned Drake directly, but fans quickly assumed he was reacting to the leak. Some interpreted the message as a hint that the recording might have been edited or manipulated before reaching the internet. Others believed the DJ was warning people not to jump to conclusions about a situation they didn't fully understand. But the most dramatic development of the day came when someone leaked what looked like a screenshot of a group chat conversation between several individuals who claimed to work around Toronto studios. In the screenshot, one person allegedly wrote, "This wasn't supposed to be public yet." Another message appeared to reply, "Now everybody asking questions." Just like the previous screenshot that had circulated earlier, no one could confirm whether the conversation was real. But the wording immediately fueled more speculation that the audio clip might have come from a longer discussion that was never meant to leave a private setting. As the night continued, fans began digging through older interviews and online discussions, trying to find any connection between Drake and the mysterious Iceman figure. And some people believed they had discovered references to the name in old studio conversations from years ago. Others argued those connections were probably coincidences created by fans trying to solve a mystery that might not even exist. But the deeper people searched, the more theories began appearing online. And through all of it, Drake himself still hadn't said a single word publicly. That silence was starting to become the most talked about detail of the entire situation. Because anyone familiar with Drake's career knows he usually addresses rumors through music, captions, or subtle hints that let fans know exactly where he stands. But this time, there were no lyrics, no jokes, and no posts explaining what the leaked clip meant. Of the second day, the internet had created dozens of theories about what the audio might reveal. Some believed it hinted at a hidden conflict involving business negotiations behind the scenes. Others believed the clip had been intentionally leaked to damage Drake's reputation or create drama around someone connected to his team. Fans were shocked by how quickly the conversation had grown, and the name Iceman had become one of the most searched terms in rap discussions that week. Then, just as the speculation seemed to be reaching its peak, another twist appeared online. Someone posted a longer piece of audio that allegedly came from the same conversation as the original leak, and the additional seconds seemed to change the entire meaning of what people thought they heard. The moment that longer audio clip appeared online, the entire conversation surrounding the leak shifted instantly. Up until that point, people had only heard the short 20-second fragment mentioning Drake and the mysterious name Iceman. But this new recording added another 30 seconds to the discussion, and the extra dialogue made the situation even more confusing instead of clearing anything up. In the extended audio, the same calm voice could be heard speaking again, but this time there were two other voices responding quietly in the background. At one point, someone reportedly said, if this goes public, it changes everything." Another voice quickly answered, "Then it can't go public." The clip ended abruptly right after that line, leaving listeners with even more questions than before. Fans were shocked at how dramatic the added context sounded. Some people believed the extended clip proved the original leak had been taken out of context from a much larger conversation. Others believed the extra dialogue actually made the situation sound more serious than anyone initially thought. Within minutes, the new recording was trending across multiple rap blogs, and comment sections exploded with arguments about what the conversation could possibly mean. But the first shocking twist of the day came from an unexpected place. A Toronto-based engineer who had worked around Drake's studio sessions for years suddenly posted a message on social media that seemed to address the situation indirectly. The message read, "People leaking studio talk like it's evidence." He didn't mention Drake or Iceman directly, but the timing made fans believe he was reacting to the growing rumors. The engineer later deleted the post within an hour, which only made the internet more suspicious. Fans immediately started asking why someone would remove a statement unless there was pressure from behind the scenes. Meanwhile, emotions were starting to run high inside Drake's extended circle, according to people who claim to know individuals connected to his team. One blogger reported that several people in Toronto were furious about the leak because private studio conversations are supposed to remain confidential. According to that blogger's source, the biggest concern wasn't the rumor itself. It was the idea that someone inside a trusted space might have secretly recorded the conversation and sent it to outsiders. If that claim was true, the situation might involve betrayal within a circle that usually operates with strict loyalty. The second major twist appeared later that evening when someone uploaded what looked like a screenshot of a heated text exchange involving a person rumored to be connected to the mysterious Iceman name. And in the messages, one person allegedly wrote, "This is why nobody trusts people in the room anymore." Another message replied, "They don't even know the full story." Just like the earlier screenshots that had circulated, no one could verify whether the conversation was authentic. But the wording immediately caught attention because it suggested the leak might have come from someone present during the original discussion. At the same time, fans were digging deeper into the identity of the mysterious Iceman figure. Several rap researchers and bloggers started sharing theories about the name possibly being connected to a behind-the-scenes negotiator who had been involved in music deals and project discussions. Some people believe the nickname might belong to someone who helped coordinate large studio collaborations without ever appearing publicly. Others insisted the name might not even refer to a person at all, suggesting it could be code for a specific project or business strategy. The lack of clear answers only made the mystery grow. Then another moment pushed the drama even further. During a late-night hip-hop live stream, a commentator who claimed to have contacts in Toronto spoke about the leak while answering questions from viewers. According to him, the extended audio clip might have come from a recording that was several minutes long originally. He explained that the pieces circulating online could simply be fragments taken from a much larger meeting where people were discussing upcoming music plans and business strategies. The commentator warned viewers not to assume the conversation meant something personal about Drake. But his explanation didn't calm the debate. In fact, it made people even more curious about what the rest of that longer conversation might contain. As the night went on, reactions from fans became even more emotional. Supporters of Drake argued that someone inside his environment might be trying to damage his reputation by leaking incomplete conversations. Critics believed the leak suggested deeper tension between individuals involved in his behind-the-scenes operations. The comment sections across rap pages turned into long arguments about loyalty, trust, and the risks of private discussions being secretly recorded. Our fans were shocked at how quickly a mysterious 20-second clip had turned into one of the biggest debates of the week. But perhaps the most surprising moment happened just before midnight. Drake finally posted something on social media for the first time since the leak began spreading. The post wasn't a statement or explanation. It was a photo from inside a studio with a caption that read, "Focus on the music." The simplicity of the message immediately divided fans. Some believed it was a subtle way of dismissing the entire situation as internet drama. Others believed it was a signal that he was choosing not to address the rumor directly at all. And while the internet argued about what the caption meant, insiders quietly started whispering about something else, something that hadn't been publicly discussed yet. According to one blogger who claimed to have spoken with a person inside a Toronto studio, the leak might have triggered a serious investigation into who recorded the original conversation in the first place. If that rumor turns out to be true, the biggest mystery surrounding the Drake and Iceman leak might not be the audio itself. It might be the identity of the person who decided to release it. The entire rap community was watching the situation like a slow-burning mystery. What began as a short audio fragment mentioning Drake and the mysterious Iceman had turned into a storm of speculation, leaks, and quiet reactions from people connected to the Toronto music scene. Fans were shocked by how quickly the story had grown, and emotions were running high across social media. Some people believed the extended audio proved the original clip had been taken completely out of context. Others insisted the new dialogue actually made the situation sound even more serious. But what truly pushed the drama closer to its peak was what insiders began whispering behind the scenes about the person who might have leaked the recording in the first place. According to a blogger who claimed to have spoken with someone close to a Toronto studio where the original conversation supposedly happened, the leak might have come from someone who had been quietly sitting in the room during a private meeting. That claim alone sparked another wave of debate. Studio conversations involving artists of Drake's level are normally extremely controlled environments where phones are rarely allowed. If someone managed to secretly record part of a meeting and release it later, it would mean someone inside that trusted circle had broken one of the most important rules in the industry. The blogger didn't reveal any names, but the suggestion that the leak might have come from an insider made the entire situation feel more intense. While those rumors spread, our reactions from people connected to Drake's circle continued appearing in subtle ways. A Toronto DJ posted a short message that read, "People forgetting loyalty matters." The tweet didn't mention Drake or Iceman directly, but fans immediately assumed it was a response to the leak. Others pointed out that similar messages had appeared from a few producers and engineers in the city over the previous 24 hours. None of them explained exactly what they were referring to. But the pattern suggested that people inside the local music community were paying very close attention to the situation. Meanwhile, the internet was still analyzing every second of the leaked audio clips. Fans slowed the recordings down, boosted the volume, and tried to identify the voices speaking in the background. Some people believed the additional voices belonged to individuals who had previously worked on projects with Drake. Others argued the audio quality was too distorted to prove anything. Despite the lack of confirmation, the theories continued multiplying. Each new interpretation sparked another round of arguments across rap pages and forums. Then another dramatic moment happened late that evening. A short live stream appeared from someone rumored to have connections to the mysterious Iceman figure. The stream lasted less than 2 minutes, but instantly attracted thousands of viewers who were hoping for answers. During the live stream, the man looked frustrated as he read comments asking about the leaked conversation. At one point, he said something that caught everyone's attention. "People think they know what they're hearing," he said, "but they only got a piece of it." The statement didn't confirm anything about Drake or the meeting itself, but it added another layer of mystery. Fans quickly clipped the livestream and reposted it across multiple rap blogs. And some interpreted his words as proof that the internet had misunderstood the situation. Others believed he was carefully avoiding revealing information that could make the controversy even bigger. As the night continued, another rumor quietly spread among bloggers who follow the Toronto scene closely. According to one source, the meeting where the audio supposedly came from might have involved discussions about upcoming projects and business negotiations tied to future releases. If that rumor were accurate, it could mean the dramatic language heard in the recording was actually about contracts or music strategy, rather than anything personal about Drake himself. But since the full conversation had never been released, nobody could confirm that explanation either. At the same time, Drake himself continued to stay mostly silent after his earlier studio photo caption telling fans to focus on the music. That silence created two completely different interpretations among fans. Supporters believed he was refusing to give attention to a rumor that might be based on incomplete information. Critics argued that the lack of explanation left too many questions unanswered about the people and conversations mentioned in the leak. As usual in rap culture, the absence of clear answers only made the debate louder. Then just before midnight, another unexpected development appeared online. A blogger posted a message claiming that people inside Drake's circle were quietly trying to identify who recorded the meeting where the conversation allegedly happened. According to that blogger's source, the search for the person responsible had already begun privately, because studio conversations at that level are supposed to remain confidential. The blogger couldn't confirm whether the investigation would lead anywhere, but the suggestion that someone inside the room might have betrayed the trust of everyone present instantly made the story feel even more dramatic. The situation had transformed from a mysterious 20-second clip into a full rap industry puzzle involving secret recordings, cryptic live streams, deleted posts, and a mysterious name that fans were still trying to understand. Some people believed the entire situation was a misunderstanding created by a leaked fragment of a longer conversation. Others believed the audio might be revealing hidden tensions behind the scenes of one of the biggest artists in the world. But one thing remained certain for everyone watching the story unfold. Until the full conversation behind the Drake and Iceman leak is revealed, or until someone involved decides to explain what those words actually meant, the mystery surrounding that recording will continue to keep the rap world arguing about what really happened inside that room. And right now, that's where the situation stands. A mysterious audio leak, a hidden name people are calling Iceman, a few cryptic reactions from people inside the Toronto music circle, and complete silence from the one person everyone expected to address it directly: Drake. Some fans believe the internet completely misunderstood a private business conversation that was never meant to reach the public. Others are convinced that the short clips floating around online might be exposing tension behind the scenes that fans never knew existed. And then there's the biggest mystery of all: who actually recorded that meeting and leaked it in the first place? Because in the music industry, private studio rooms are supposed to be some of the most controlled environments in the world. Phones are limited. Conversations stay inside the room. Trust is everything. So if someone really sat in that meeting, secretly recorded it, and sent it out to bloggers and Discord servers. That means somebody inside the circle decided to break one of the biggest unspoken rules in the business. And until the full recording surfaces, if it ever does, nobody outside that room truly knows the real context behind those words. Now I want to hear your opinion. Do you think the Drake and Iceman leak was taken completely out of context? Or do you think the short clip accidentally revealed something the industry didn't want fans to hear yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments because the internet is seriously divided on this one. And if you want more real mix-rap news stories like this, the kind where we break down the leaks, the insider whispers, the screenshots, and the hidden drama happening behind the scenes, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next breakdown. Because trust me, insiders are already hinting that the next piece of this story might be even bigger.